The fire chief tells me that there were actually 15 kids at this playground when the car came crashing into that fence. There are concerns of this building collapsing. We'll show you the top of the building, which you can already see most of the roof is already caved in. We also saw several officers bring a few evidence bags and put them into this van across the street. We're hearing more about some of those frantic moments from those who were able to make it out of the building. You can imagine how terrifying that must have been as smoke poured into their rooms. Masses of Reed supporters were gathered earlier, many of them pushing up against these barriers. You can still see smoke billowing from the roof of this home. Crews attacking it from all angles. It is still a scorcher down here. We'll give you a look at the beach here, which is packed today. About a quarter of a mile away from the playground, you can see these rats are everywhere, scattered all across the road. Keeping track of 20,000 floating ducks can be a bit of a tedious process, which is why each one has both a barcode and a number underneath. A jarring sight in the quiet town of Rehoboth Wednesday. Police scouring the land around County Street, searching for a missing teen.
It's been very difficult. We're very scared.
Faith Montero is the sister of 18-year-old Kylie Montero, who was first reported missing last Thursday.
We hope she's okay. This is not like her at all. She would never just disappear. The circumstances don't seem good.
Kylie is a graduate of Attleboro High School and was 3 months pregnant when she went missing, according to her sister. She says Kylie had been living at a house for pregnant homeless women and went to pick up some belongings from her boyfriend's house. That was the last anyone heard from her.
I have so many theories, just like everybody else. Like I said, it's a lot of speculation. We really don't know what happened, so we just have to let the police do their job.
And with a tall task at hand, police came out in full force, spending hours searching Wednesday.
There's a little bit of relief knowing that there's people out there looking for her, and they're not going to stop until they find her. But if they don't find her, I'm not sure what the next steps are, and that is worrying to me.
The Rehoboth Reservoir is one of many places police were seen searching in the County Street area. A dive team spent much of Wednesday afternoon in these waters.
We just want somebody to come forward if they know anything and to help if there's anything anybody can do. We'd appreciate it.
We asked Faith what she'd want people to know about Kylie.
She's amazing. She's so friendly and lovable. She's outgoing, but also timid at the same time. She doesn't have the survival instincts to survive out here on her own, that's for sure.
In the end, police cleared out of the area around 2 in the afternoon, and Rehoboth's police chief told ABC6 he had no updates to share as of Wednesday night. But Faith says the family isn't giving up just yet, hoping ultimately her beloved sister will return home. It's been a busy time of year in Washington, D.C. The first few months of President Trump's second term have been filled with an array of moves and orders. Closer to home, ABC6 sat down with Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Nerona to see where attention is being focused. Former White House Chief Strategist Steve Bannon has a phrase. He calls it flooding the zone. With so much going on at the federal level, what should people be focused on?
I think they should be focused on the effort by the president to sideline the Congress and undermine the judiciary, and thereby attempting to put all of power granted by the Constitution in his hands.
Rhode Island is one of 22 states suing the Trump administration for a variety of reasons. Notably, Nerona is leading a lawsuit to stop the withholding of what he said is essential federal funding. Has that kind of dominated your time recently?
In my personal time, I would say that it has dominated. There's no question that our focus has had to change because of the president's efforts to concentrate power in his hands along the lines that I've described, because he's doing it in a way that harms Rhode Islanders.
Meanwhile, Trump advisor Elon Musk has publicly called out Rhode Island federal judge John McConnell, who issued an order to block the funding freeze. Judge McConnell has faced scathing scrutiny from some on social media. Do you think we can get back to a point in our country where people trust the judiciary to be independent?
Yeah, I think most Americans do trust it. I think, this is the danger, though, with having people at the level of the presidency undermining those courts.
How do we go about restoring that trust?
I think the change begins when Republicans, who control both houses of Congress, stand up and do their job, which is to tell the president, look, we have the power of the purse under the Constitution. Stop interfering in our space. You do your thing, we'll do ours.
President Trump delivering an address to Congress and the nation Tuesday night. In the speech, he lauded his administration's work in delivering on the promises that won him the 2024 election. Over 77 million Americans voted for President Trump. In your mind, is there any redeeming qualities in what his administration has done so far?
No, I can't look at a single thing that the president has done. I worked for both Republican and Democratic presidents, but I don't view the president as a Republican any longer. I view him as an authoritarian, and I think those 77 million, at least some of them, are going to have buyer's remorse pretty soon if they're not having it already.
The evidence has long been cleared this afternoon, but last night, this stretch of John Parker Road was lined with nails sticking out of the pavement. A shocking sight in a quiet Falmouth neighborhood, rows of nails sticking out of the road. Resident Don Wilson says he's never seen anything like it.
The country's crazy right now, but not that crazy to be popping people's tires when they're going down the road. Somebody could have got killed.
Falmouth police say an officer was patrolling John Parker Road early Friday morning when he came across the setup. Rick Murphy lives a couple of houses down.
It looked like they put the nails like between the inside line and the outside lines, a whole row of them, and then they skipped a bit and went to the other side for about 4 feet, and they did that several places.
A neighbor says he found about a dozen of nails like these on the sidewalk in front of his home. Police say they found 478 of them in total, a number of them in strips of tar like these in the middle of the road.
It was in the crack in front of that white fence. It's like they just lined them right up. It must have taken an hour to do all that.
Nails were also found on Clark Street, Old Barnstable Road, and Prince Henry Drive. Police say some of them were even propped up underneath the tires of parked cars.
I'm glad that I wasn't out driving before the cop got there, because I'd had flat tires.
Officers spent a good chunk of the morning clearing the nails, but Wilson says he still felt it best to take a different route on his morning drive.
I went Stop Shop this morning, and I didn't go this way. I went this way, not to take a chance.
Murphy offered some strong words for the mastermind behind the act. What would you want to say to them?
You'll be caught. Good luck.
At least 2 people are dead and others still unaccounted for after a mass shooting at a church in Michigan this morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Medeiros. Police believe the gunman set the building on fire before he was shot and killed by officers. It's now been several days since this shocking stunt in North Smithfield went viral on social media. We spoke with the state fire marshal today as he's warning others, don't try it. About a month and a half after a deadly stairway collapse at a graduation party in Portsmouth, the Aquidneck Island community is working to make sure we don't forget those impacted. A man is dead and several others are hurt after a shooting at a country club in New Hampshire last night. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ryan Medeiros. Officials say the suspected gunman is now in custody, thanking Good Samaritans at the club for their selfless actions.